I have a few different funding sources, a loan, personal funds, a sponsor, etc. Is it better for me to mention all of them or a few of them?
Absolutely. We strongly encourage you to talk about and give a full picture of all the resources available to you. As somebody who has multiple degrees from the United States, I know how expensive they are, and so do the consular officers. And so, of course, they're going to be curious, not just the cost of the university itself, but also to live in the United States for 1, 2, or more years. And so, however, the officer asks about finances, some are very direct, and well, that's how I was. I would say, well, how are you going to pay for in the cost of schooling? Others may be a little more indirect. They might say, well, what kind of work does your father do? They ask you a question like that, they're really asking about finances and the ability to pay. So, however they pose the question, give the full. So, for example, you could say, I have personal savings in the amount of 20,000 US dollars. My parents are going to contribute. My father owns his own business with an annual income of about 10,000 US dollars. My mother is a nurse and she generates an income of about 12,000 US dollars. We also have some property that generates income each year. And I have taken out a loan with MPOWER in the amount of $20,000. That shows all of the resources that are available, and it's perfectly okay to talk about all of those things. And so what you want to do is to demonstrate to the officer that you're very aware of the costs associated with traveling and that you have access to enough resources to cover those costs. And here's an important thing to keep in mind. The I-20 form that comes from your school that lays out those costs only lists 1 year of costs. That's just what the form has on it. Many programs last longer than a year. So the officer will also be thinking about, can they afford the second year or the third year, or whatever the case may be. So look at the totality of your resources. If putting all of the savings, all of the investment income, and your loan together is just enough to cover the first year, but it's a 2-year program, the officer is going to be thinking about what happens when that second year comes. So you should be thinking about it too. But definitely talk about all of the pieces.